Okay, so sometimes people ask about the alternator conversions. This one is pretty easy. I ended up, there was a generator that was there, and made a little spacer block. You can see the spacer because the generator is longer. This is a GM 10SI, I think like a 60 amp alternator. This fan doesn't have that much power. The hardest part of this was the 3/4 inch wide belt. So what I ended up doing is removing the original alternator's pulley and just installing the generator pulley on the front, which mounts in the same way. Apparently we're the same size. So now I have an alternator with a 3/4 inch wide belt. And as far as electrical connections, I connect in just the same wire that would be going to the battery. So that would be the, which is field. So that would be going to the voltage regulator, which is over here. But what we did is just bypassed that. So the line that's called BAT on the voltage regulator is what goes up into the rest of the charging system. So I just connected up that BAT line to that alternator, and there's nothing more to it than that. I mean, the everything else should work. Now, if there was like bad electrics or something, you have to fix the wiring. But as far as the conversion, it's just getting that alternator bolted in there and one wire. That's the beauty of the one wire alternator. And of course, the alternator pulley was the hardest part of this. So you can see I have a new carburetor on here, which seems to work pretty good. Also, the valve cover gasket was leaking. So yeah, I've cleaned up the wet oil, and I have a new gasket here somewhere in the back. Oh, up here is the old new gasket. And yep, there's a valve cover. And then also I decided to check the oil filter. I've never replaced oil filter on this. I did change the oil, but I didn't do the oil filter. But I popped it off. It's a sock type filter. And boy, it doesn't look like it's getting oil. Now, on a regular modern engine, what you're used to seeing maybe, the oil filter is in line. So it comes out of the oil pump, goes through the filter, and then to the oil gallery. On these, this is a sideline. So it's supposed to be only a portion of the oil is getting filtered. So it's like a bypass loop, if you will. And so I don't think that's getting oil. So we'll check that out. I will get a new filter, stock type filter. They're available only through internet special order places as far as I can tell. So I'll get one of those, get this gasket replaced, and give the old alternator a try as well. Okay, so I've actually put a little layer. You don't normally put the layer like a RTV. I normally glue the gasket to the valve cover, so the gasket comes up when I pull the valve cover. When I have 6-cylinder heads like this that have really low, I don't know what you call that, like not dams, but coffer dam kind of thing at the top of the head where it's very low, by gluing the gasket to the actual cylinder head, that gives me a little bit more thickness of sealed, so that the oil level in that head as it drains back doesn't go against the non-RTV gasket sealant, which would normally be the bottom one. So I've intentionally gluing this gasket to the head side as opposed to the valve cover on this one. So just an interesting tip that, yeah, if you get the high oil levels in here sometimes, or if you're tilted, right, attitude's going up a hill or down a hill and the oil gets to the back, then yeah, you can have issues with that oil level sitting there and get some leaks. So that just gluing it to the bottom gives you an extra 1/16 of an inch of height. Okay, so we got the valve cover gasket back on. All the alternators all connected up. I did put the top of the oil filter back together again, and let's see if we have any alternator action. Yep, I'd say she's charging pretty good. Yeah, I call that a win. It's a huge fan belt. Okay, try to connect this back up again. Okay. Yeah, I'd say the alternator's working pretty good. So we have the oil pressure gauge working. We have the amp gauge is working. Speedometer cable, I know that's broken. And fuel gauge is unknown. I thought I had seen some life out of it, but I'm not sure. And yeah, and the oil pressure definitely does work. Headlights are not yet working, so we still have some stuff to do, but I really want to get that alternator working so that when I'm driving around I'm not on battery killing the thing eventually. So quite a hot rod, huh?